I am gonna take my time and do the prediction for this.
Alrighty. The smoke gank one is always a bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah, it's just like whether you're lucky or not. That generally breaks me.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot low. I think that EHOME should be able to start pushing very actively and early, and they're not gonna have to really use subtlety for it because they'll already get the Nyx to make the jump. So I would say that it's pretty low on the smoke gank kills. As far as the last player to be killed, that's a little misleading. It's, I guess, the last person to have a kill to their name.
Okay.
Or sorry, a death to their name.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't even say it in words very well, but essentially, you have like a flag. Has this person died, and the last person to get that flag at all.
I'm just gonna put Terrorblade, I guess.
Last person to get the their first death on their hero, I guess.
Right.
It's so weird.
Or Slark. I think Slark might be hard. I'm gonna put Terrorblade because I think EHOME's gonna do better. I think the fourth one, the player with the highest total magic or pure damage, that's always tricky, because I've seen like Ember winning this award, for example. I think in this game, Darkseer?
Hard to say.
Who knows?
I'd say Phoenix is pretty good. He hates it a lot, so I'll just go with that.
Okay.
Alrighty, so we're going to be jumping into this one here. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is a best of one in the round robin group stage for the T6 Chinese qualifier, and it is going to be essentially, if TONGFU lose this, they are not mathematically, but in all spirits and respects, eliminated from the tournament. EHOME look to be in contention for first place for that direct TI invite, which of course they are. They definitely need this win as well, because they can't really rely on both Wings and IGV dropping 2 games for the remainder of these next 4 heats.
Yep. IG just went the hero that we don't see a lot in too many pro games is the Nyx Assassin, especially in the mid lane. This is definitely one of Ochigen's better and more played heroes. So they're definitely been on it a lot, and he's definitely delivered it on multiple times. Looks like bottom lane, we're going to see goal here against 011. Kind of around the trees, straight up TP out, but I think that's victory in itself here, TONGFU, and that might force Darkseer straight up to go into the jungle. Yeah, in the meantime, Faith is going to be salving up. He's probably going to go for the same exact play, but they have the Frostbite, they do have the Vision, unfortunately Lanham, that's back. So it's going to be a successful getaway for both off-laners here. We're going to be transitioning over to this mid matchup, which is kind of interesting. We saw a level 1 mana burn coming out from Old Chicken. He's got the Poor Man's Shield and Fairy Fire, so I think the general idea of the Nyx here is that he's going to be able to survive any Kunkka gank, or he's going to be able to coordinate ganks with the Kunkka quite effectively. I mean, you go in with the Vendetta, you're going to be right up there with them. Impale should be a long enough duration to set up a Torrent, which in of itself has quite a long range. I think you have to lead the Torrent first, and then the Impale to hit, so... It's not very guaranteed unless you have the Crystal Maiden here. I am also surprised by the mana burn select, but it's not like he's gonna actually cast it regardless whether he has mana burn or not. So
actually gonna be Faith getting caught out by that Torrent here. It looks like he is going down. He could get a little bit more move speed with the Spirit, but yeah, it's gonna be a little bit too much for him. He will be right click down, and that's gonna be Kunkka actually land him to pick up the first blood. So he's gonna go for boots for sure, and that'll turn into phase pretty early on.
What's your thought on the off-lane Elder Titan instead of the off-lane Phoenix, and vice versa, right? Because both of these heroes could play the off-lane and the support role quite well.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make the call there. I do feel like the ET can counter-push pretty well. Like, if iceiceice's game plan is to take the tower early, the ET is going to be better at dissuading that than the Phoenix is. But I really wonder if LPC is actually going to be accomplishing too much against the Darkseer here. Echo Stomp has some real value against a Darkseer when he gets caught inside the pounce. You wait, he's trying to surge as soon as pounce ends, and then you have the Echo Stomp to greet him right then and there. But still, the Sunray puts out a heck of a lot of damage, and Darkseer's base HP pool isn't too shabby.
Yeah, I think it's, well, mid lane looks like we do see a Torrent hitting against Lin, and Lin in a lot of trouble. Mana burn is available, but don't think they could really get the kill. It looks like Dire Furry just got sniped on the way back here by Kabu. So good pick up here for the Venge, who actually does have a win late.
Yeah, so gonna make the move right between the tier 1 and the tier 2. Gonna break that down, nothing on it, but still a very nice little snipe here for the Venge. And yeah, of course, the kill does not succeed on the Viper, so TONGFU really handling this laning phase in an acceptable fashion. They definitely weren't, with these cores, looking to like dominate the lanes by any stretch. The Viper can put pressure on X, still could get a CS advantage theoretically, but this is Old Chicken we're talking about.
It's actually losing the lane on the CS wise, so not too sure how that's happening, but it's happening.
I mean, it's just the fact that the Nyx assassin essentially has an unlimited HP pool with his high natural regen, the boss. He's able to just do this lane. He hasn't even had to rush Tango. Like this old chicken just can stay right up front and utilize his base damage to knock it out. Along with that, Lin's been under a lot of pressure. He's been probably looking over his shoulder quite a bit for this Kunkka.
I wonder if either Lin is misplaying the lane or the Viper wasn't a good pick. Because you knew the Nyx was going mid. Like you had the last line a bit, and they picked the Viper. So
yeah, maybe thought the range versus melee would favor them, but instead it's gonna be Frostbite and the Nova into the Impale, and Torrent hits on 2. And while the Sunray does quite a bit, it's not gonna be enough to keep Lin up. Now it's gonna be KaBu trying to finish off Fenrir. He will succeed in that, but will it cost him his life? A Torrent coming out, no, faked out, and KaBu not going to be sticking around too long. So, it's just going to be a 1-for-1 here, but it's only a CM for the Viper.
Yeah.
Take that trade any day. And we did see in the middle of that fight, the Sunray did fly up, but immediately kind of broken up by the Spike Carapace. So, a lot of utility for this Nyx pick, and it's starting to pay off here.
Yeah, I think that there's a potential for 11 to start gaining momentum here. Mid Nyx is a lot different than the 3 or 4 position in terms of momentum and tempo. You're actually able to do so much in terms of early aggression, and thanks to the 40-second Vendetta. Used to be Vendetta was, I think, like 20 seconds or something awful, and it was very easy to plan where the Nyx was moving. But now, with 40 full seconds, if he's ever missing off the map, you have to be extremely careful, and you're going to have to buy the Observer Sentries early to try to address this threat.
Yeah, that's when like supports are still having trouble picking up boots, refilling the first set of first set of wards that are out. In any case, 11 playing super aggressive here, behind the tower on the bot lane. KaBu could actually lead the stun, but he understands that even if he hits a magic missile, there's just not enough damage to follow up.
Yeah, it's still just a little bit too stretched out, and Old 11 is kind of playing around them nicely, but if they get the full flank, I still think he has to be quite wary here. Oh. And yeah, they're going to be pouncing as hard as they can. Can they hold the magic missile long enough though? The TP, they don't have the range for it unfortunately, and Old 11 will slip through their fingers.
Surprised that he TP all the way back to base.
Yeah. In the meantime, 3v1 here on the mid. It's going to be the Viper to go down. Just again, that chain stun combo that they have so well. And you do have the extra stun duration guaranteed from the fact that Old Chicken, when he has the corrosive skin against him, we can just insta-stun him with the Carapace. It's going to be very hard for the Viper to play around this laning configuration without assistance. He really supports to rotate in.
I'm looking at the old Lanham skill build, like you mentioned, he is actually ranking up the Tiebringer. I'm just more wondering, like, what is he actually doing with this rank up, as we do see him throwing out Torrent.
Essentially what I've seen is that Lanham goes and plays a roaming Kunkka that ganks for the first, like, 5 minutes of the game, and then he steals the lane from the mid, and he actually picks it up for himself. So that didn't work. I mean, that doesn't really make too much sense on my mind. For example, the Death Prophet, he can clear a couple stacks in the jungle, but it makes so much sense with the Nyx Assassin because he loves being off the map, and he creates so much pressure elsewhere.
I guess it also gives you the nice added benefit of being able to deny creeps, for example, if you're playing a supportive role in the laning stage. Oh, Lanham looks like the Viper is going onto him, but not really too much. Top lane here, Fenrir gets slowed down here by the tower, slaps the spawn. Definitely dead.
Oh, but they're going to be seeing the Thunder coming out from iceiceice. One more hit, and that would be the death of the Vengeful Spirit. But nevertheless, it is just going to be a nice little rotation stomp play. And yeah, Action Stomp under tower can cause some problems. Oh my gosh, why is KaBu here? He could have easily walked back, but he was afraid of the Nyx Assassin. And in doing so, he got caught out by the mirror image. Old Chicken flanks the Vendetta anyways, and they end up taking up 2. Oh, the Nyx finds a way to pincer them in. They knew about it. They were very wary of it, but because Old Chicken was there, they knew that KaBu hadn't backed off, and therefore iceiceice makes the play into the fog of war.
Yeah, good stuff for EHOME. I feel like right now EHOME is essentially hitting all the timing. Everybody's getting off a relatively good time. Darkseer, maybe you could argue that he's not having the best of time, being forced to TP back multiple times, but I just don't see EHOME losing the game. I think they have the better draft, and they have the better laning stage as well.
So the Sentry Ward is going to be going down here. Fenrir is going to be taking some hits as well, but they've got plenty to turn. Sunray might do enough to finish Fenrir off, and now they're going to be able to actually get the first favorite kill trade for them this entire game. So very nice in this situation just to get the free on the Crystal Maiden, and but they do lose their Observer Ward in the process.
Wait, didn't they?
So they essentially,
Yeah.
there was an observer and a sentry for TONGFU. EHOME placed it. They didn't get the sentry, but they did get the
Yeah,
arms.
which is the more important thing. So
Yes.
it's fine.
Ooh, this could be good. Iron Shell play down bottom with the Vendetta. They do have a sentry ward towards the lane, but Kablu's far from it. Let's see if Lanham catches sight. Yes, he has this observer ward aggressive. He could just go for the courier, but no, the Slark is even more valuable if he can get him before the Shadow Dance. Unfortunately, though, he is unable to connect with the Impale following the Vendetta, and that's going to be U9 farming up pretty well.
Now I wonder what Nix's first item choice is going to be. A little bit more standard with the blink. Force Staff is good. Force Dagon is a possibility, but right now he's looking for a kill here on U9, who jumps into the building or into the trees and straight up TP out.
Radiant's bottom tower
So we
is
do
under
find that the
attack.
Kunkka did get picked off in the mid lane here, so it is a nice little rotation. The Phoenix is being very active. I gotta say, at the very least, LPC is staying involved this map. He's almost level 6 without a tome. Like, this is just straight up a Phoenix saying, okay, well, we need to counter rotate, we need to halt the aggression of EHOME, and in this case, they actually get the free pick off as well. So they've gotten the CM and the Kunkka for free, and that's actually going to give them some more traction towards the mid game, which, again, they're so desperate for. U9 is not going to start really seeking fights until he has a Shadow Blade, and although this Iron Talon Aquila build is really good for efficient jungling, it still takes a little while to build up his key item.
Yeah, they're gonna set up another gank here on the mid lane again. Lanham straight up runs away from it. Here comes the dive, but that'll be
He's
it.
lucky there is no X there actually from Lanham, because he could be absolutely X'd in mid Icarus, and that would be very unfortunate.
Oh, chicken swinging around. Looks like the first item he's gone for is the arcane boots, which is no big surprise.
Yeah, combos it up with the infused raindrops and the bottle, so all of the mana problems are resolved. Nix has a lot of mana problems too, because he loves to cast out all his spells, especially the Vendetta, quite frequently, and he hasn't always had the biggest pool for it. So you either opt for the Soul Ring, in this case the Arcanes, and actually in this case the Echo Stomp, which guarantees the kill on Faith. There's no way out, and they're going to take the tower most likely as well. It's very healthy for the moment at 1024 HP, but you can see how quickly iceiceice is going to break it down.
Yeah, also another thing that adds to the mana problem for Nexus, in the mid game, the only way he can farm is use his Impale on creeps, which also doesn't help your mana problem. So looks like we do have it. Oh, spike canceling LPC now in a lot of trouble in the trees there. He is straight up dead. I do have a Scarce Thunder going off, and iceiceice now going on Kablu that's porting in. Well, that's gonna be a double easy here for iceiceice. That Dragon Lance is gonna be already finished.
Yeah, they were way too hungry for that one. They thought they could get the Supernova off. They're really going to be able to get the mini stun onto the other side of Echo Stomp. Flare coming in with the flank, but he can't finish off the Nyx before Vendetta. Now U9 casts on the Shadow Dance Dark Pack to finish off Fenrir, and he's going to get a little bit body block before jumping through. So that is going to be the kill score at 5-9, but Old Chicken just playing a Houdini, and they get the tower, they get 4 kills up top, at least 3.
No, 0-11. Run straight to a Viper. Not sure if that's the fight you want to take here, but they'll be backing off. The mech almost finished here for EHOME. I think that's where we're going to see the Terrorblade start moving around and using the Metamorphosis in conjunction with the mech start pushing. That seems to be something that we do see a lot of the Chinese Terrorblade doing. Just kind of roll and push early. Ooh, nice back here from 0-11. He's gonna force out an egg. Can he actually punch it down? Looks like he will be able to do so. No, he just runs away.
Alright, in the meantime, Nyx finds a very nice read on the Nyx Assassin thanks to a high ground observer ward, and goes for the pounce over the cliff, but is unable to connect on that kill either. So yeah, a lot of close calls in this game, but so far none really finding any conclusions. We're going to be seeing the tier 1 dropping quickly, but it's clear that TONGFU don't have the same pushing prowess that EHOME have showcased.
Yeah, I think their push will be a lot more item dependent. Like Lin is really the only person that can push towers now, and maybe even kind of for the high ground push if they get to the high ground push. So I am very concerned about this last pick Viper. He needs to be huge for them to have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, and he's actually just going to get stunned out here. It's going to be a pretty easy kill with Torrent and the bow, and that's going to set his net worth back even further. If you look at items, we have the mech time coming out for the Viper at the same time as the Darkseer. In fact, the Oldspin is only 200 net worth behind the Viper, who was of course the mid laner. So this is really not boding well for TONGFU whatsoever. They really need to start finding kills and turning them into objectives, but again, they're waiting for that U9 Shadowblade. There's really very little they can do without Lothar's online.
Man, being the charge, maybe not the lead that just doesn't have X, so.
Played around quite well though. He's really confident in himself to use Horn probably. Does get a nice little Tiebringer, but without the X, and in this case without the range, it seems like he will not be able to find Phoenix.
Now, I hope he doesn't actually just put a point into.
Oh yeah, he will. He absolutely will. It's like level 9 or level 10 that will, but he's so confident without it, and that's quite surprising because like X something you pick up by level 2 almost guaranteed as support comes. I got Frostbite, I got Fortune's End, and that's plenty for him.
Lane looks weird. Here. Against TONGFU. The back as well as the go, but it's all Terrorblade all the way now. The X gonna try to maybe cover the screen. The boat's gonna fly through. X could actually pop out here. In fact, it will, but really there's no damage to back that up. In fact, EHOME with that metamorphosis, I do hear X going off somewhere, and I believe they would chase down first. So more network issues here coming out from TONGFU, and this should be a very easy victory considering what's actually happening here for Team EHOME. At least the Fleur has had these last 2 deaths after he picked up the mechanism. It's not like he's sitting on Buckler headdress and just trying to find that recipe, but nevertheless, despite early Sunray, the big here is the Nyx plays. Max Impale onto 3, followed by the back. They're still coming from that. Team fight starts so dramatically in EHOME's favor. But this might be a game changer. If there's any way back in, it's through surprise attack. That U9 has Shadowblade Duck, which gives him kill potential for Nyx, and the Crystal released. The Kunkka has the helmet Iron Will and 1180 HP, so I'm not sure as you a kill. Probably not, because if you get pounced at the Kunkka, you just throw the boat, and then the boat buff is on. You will survive long enough. Oh, chick. Maybe they try to repeat that. Looks like the offensive stuff's gonna be here, and they're gonna try to blow the Nyx after the top of the boat. It's gonna come through here. Somebody trying to blur him down. So will the splitter. It's gonna be an EHOME retreat for now. The old chicken. And like you said, not with the Shadowblade. Some work here.
Yeah, but they're gonna need even more because iceiceice is on the push, and he's gonna be down bottom putting pressure. Probably just conjures one more mission. He's out. He has a good read on where TONGFU are moving outside these observer wards. But anyways, yeah, U9, he wants to stay in a great position. Finds out Perrier, the defender is so I think it was big for U9 to go for this.
So speaking about old Lamb, I know he just picked up the X, or maybe not too far away ago.
Yeah.
I'm still surprised because he's ranked having X early, like maybe 4 or 5. It's still good. It's simply a quick like bottle run back to the base, or a a tank in the mid lane and then a T back to like for example, you gank bottom. And then you want to TP somewhere, and them X you back or trip.
Yeah, I think there's just like a there's definitely a lot of utility, but the way he probably looks at it, I see U9 some adventure rewards. They have X and a sentry, and they would be pulling right next to that more boat. He could be wasting his shadow dance parade. He could be just running him. U9 and can't get away. Perfect block then EHOME as they find a kill on this critical carry. But to further the point, I really do think that there is a huge amount of value in it. Maybe Land has a bunch of situations where whereas this standard hybrid is always going to be good.
Fair enough. Good way to think about it. Armlet by is his next item choice. We'll be hitting pretty hard.
Yeah, the armlet, then the blink, and consider like a carry build crit or more utility items.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yep. Try to kill.
Well,
you call it. It's literally a carry build.
Yeah, it's semi-carried. Lane. It says, yeah, I'm out of board. It's the ultimate 4 position when it comes down to like just position and becoming something relevant. First of all, Landham goes to Armlet and Tidebringer, and that worked out just fine.
You had him start to picked up one. I find that I pick up a little bit on. I mean, normally you see Blink Dagger in this scenario, but it feels like maybe EHOME is not going to really do anything big for the next 10 minutes at least. They want their Terrorblade to ramp up to some bigger item. So Let's work together.
Yeah.
We both get, I guess.
Absolutely. And we're going to see the BKB coming out for the TB next. We still got no ways to go at all as iceiceice has both voted on the core here. So gonna stay involved, keep farming, and just keep map control. I think that's the most important thing. TONGFU is the lineup with the Venge Viper. They're the ones that really have the onus to pressure, and right now kind of breaking even. So if EHOME exists a little bit, that's absolutely fine because they still have so much potential because essentially they have 4 cores with Kunkka. They now have the Darkseer, TB, and Nyx being very involved, very aggressive, but Kunkka is coming into its own as well.
Well, we do see the smoke here coming to the mid lane, essentially using the bait to play Asta game.
Even if like the Terrorblade just walks up and starts sieging the tower with Dragonlance, if you don't see other 4 heroes immediately, how do you actually respond to the TV? Like they could be anywhere. They could be coming from any flanking direction, and the boat is going to be a big part of that.
I think we're going to see just that here. Well, Spike to actually break some things up. Surging forward is the Darkseer. The hair X on the background here, but the stop's going to hit on everybody. That's a good one. The Egg's going to be on top. No, it's going to just be the Fiery Spirits. Terrorblade though pops the BKB and the Metamorphosis, essentially protecting his team by doing so. But I don't think they're going to get anything out of it. No, they're going to X1, and looks like the Phoenix is going to be the first one to swap. Defensive swap and the mech, but Phoenix walks back into the fight.
Oh, testing that Thunder out here.
Oh, gets it on, oh my god! Oh, that was so clutch! Just barely surviving, just long enough with the Kunkka's run. He was ticking down, so it's been on him for a long, long time. And just dropping down to critical HP before turning it around on the Slark. That is absolutely insane. I think if he had to script a team fight, that would have been the way he scripted it out. That was perfect.
I really want to see how low he got before that hit here. If I can find it fast enough, I will, but it's just going to be a jump. They're diving. They're hungry for blood. They're not going to have time for numbers. This is GG right here. Straight up. They found 2 big pickups here.
Maybe not. I think so. Lynn's going to be slowed down by his own corrosive. They just take one more hit on him. They pull him. They finish him off. Yeah, EP will buy back, but now where's your damage? We're going to be seeing Kazu caught out, and they're just losing so much left and right, but Old 11 gets some dots against them. LPC still trying to bring his team back to the brink. If there's anyone that can, it's him, but right now, Unai on Fenrir. Frostbite's not going to mean much, as both Dark Pact and Shadow Dance are used to bring him down. So I honestly thought it was just EHOME going for the tier 2 and walking away, but they were hungry for more, and they got quite a bit out of it.
Yeah, middle tower
this is the standard, hey, let's dive. That's Gel where I think EHOME's biggest weakness. Let's see if they're going to lose this Terrorblade. Jump forward, gets the pound. Another Thunder! Well, the cooldown is low. He does pop the CKB, and now he's going here on the backline support, on the run. It looks like they won't have the arm down necessarily. This side could actually the kill. He does get the one hit there, and they do back off. Yeah, from casting the DPL games for EHOME, one thing they do get actually, if you want to call it the niche, they get to that kind of position of they're leading by so much, and they kind of overdive a lot of time. Sure, I think they are still very far ahead, and they're probably going to end up winning the game. But I think against really, really good teams, that's like a crack that you need to fix.
I think it is risky. I definitely think that it couldn't have paid off the way it did, but if you look at the fact that he had to buy back throughout this entire process, I do think that still even that aggressive maneuver favored them, despite the comeback goal. So I do think that EHOME are happy with their decision, but you're absolutely right, it could be punished a little bit more heavily by the best teams that they can face.
I mean, if you're looking at EHOME, the goal is to get to TI, right? Whether by winning this game and, the next couple, or if they don't make it to the first seed, you're still gonna win, in the double elimination bracket. So, any mistakes you can kind of remove from your play is gonna be vital for winning it all.
Yeah. So, remind you guys that EHOME, no matter how many games they win, it's still in a little bit out of their hands whether or not they are going to be fighting it out for first place in tiebreakers, because VGR and Wings do have to drop a game here, as EHOME have already lost to those teams. So they definitely want to go to TI, they want to go for those tiebreakers, but I'm really curious to see if Wings does end up dropping a game. I'd love to see them again because, well, Wings are fun to catch. Sure. They are a very dynamic team and very interesting, but yesterday they looked almost unstoppable. So we'll see what kind of performance they're bringing today, but EHOME right now, at the very least, are in a great position to secure themselves the playoffs, 100%.
Well, taking the Aegis will help as well. It looks like they're gonna have one more trap, two more. One's gonna find both. And everyone's being slowed down. The egg will get popped out here. Not really being focused by the Terrorblade. Terrorblade is really good for the 5 kill. We do get an egg will pop though. Not really hitting too much of anybody. And it looks like Squad also forced to run away. Phoenix 1v4.
He's got this. His Phoenix has ability on force, but he definitely doesn't look hero damage, but what does it mean in the end? Essential War drops down, Unite gets out with the Frostbite, X-Mark, and he is definitely going down. It's a matter of time. This is very unfortunate for TONGFU. I mean, they've tried to do what they can to mitigate the effectiveness of EHOME's team fight, but they just seem to find and just one spell is all it takes, really. You get the X, you get a good Frostbite or a good Impale, and that target is caught out of position and killed off.
So I think in the past, a lot of people bring up Elder Resistance as a counter to Terrorblade, and perhaps this is not the best game to ask how effective.
Yeah.
But how effective is it?
In theory, it absolutely is. It's like 10 base armor on Terrorblade 1, and then he builds Agi very significantly. So the fact that he can take away all of the base armor, it's very effective when you have the damage behind it. The damage is coming from Sunray, and that's our way of ability to TP is magical. So not necessarily in this context because it's based on percent HP, which Terrorblade hasn't been focusing on as much as could with Gotti. So all in all,
you just
well, yeah, I got a little bit distracted by that.
so basically Sunder onto an ally, X marks the spot into TP base. Everybody's full HP.
There you go. Sharing is sharing, friends. Get the roaming kunkas, get the combat healing Terrorblades, and bubs. It seems like a bit of a last ditch here. TONGFU really just need to make something happen. So far, EHOME are all together in the northwest of the map, with the exception of Old 11. Scans unavailable for either side, so this is really a blind movement. But finally, the Observer Ward will clip 11, and this should be a pick. They're going to be in swap range, going to be able to kill off the Dark Seer. But in the meantime, you're going to be some pushback.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think EHOME will get the tier 2 and probably just back off. Probably won't push with.
I would have said that 5 minutes too, and I got caught in the middle of my combat log up.
There.
Oh, chicken. Cheeky bastard. Going in hard, and he's just going to be able to vendetta himself out, no problem at all. This means that, at least for the moment, they haven't committed fully to the tier 2, but they've got the Aegis, and they really want this fight. Going in under the fence, he's going to be able to get that hit off, and a big 2-man stun on the backline from the Nix's ass, followed up on his Thorn. 2-9 gets Carapace, and will get killed off, pound or not. He is going down, and what can you do at this point? I don't even know.
This could just be the game right here. I know I said that literally 5 minutes ago.
It's true, but yeah, this one I absolutely agree, because they still have the Aegis. The only thing they will be lacking is the meta, because they'll be pushing the tier 3, take almost all of it with the Metamorphosis, and then be kind of on the clock. But the respawns are so long here, especially for the Spark.
Well, they do actually just straight up buyback here.
They have to.
Yep.
Radiant's top tower.
Not sure if the buyback alone will hold, but a ton of long-range AoE. I see that though. The immediate spike. We've seen that a lot here. Well, I hear the X going on this on the Phoenix, but I don't think they're gonna go on him.
Is that enough? The Metamorphosis is going to be gone now. I think that you're okay with that.
Yep. That way he'll have a full Scotty when he wants it, so that seems pretty good.
And you could argue Butterfly has some value, but again, he takes away that armor.
I mean, the dealing would be a nuke damage, right? That's a big source of damage, so I think just getting more stats or more HP in
But
general.
the thing is, the Phoenix's Sunray is based on percentage of max HP, so I kind of feel like it's a bit of a trap. No matter what he goes, he's going to be fine, because he's so far ahead. But I actually would make an argument for AC over Scotty's staging position.
Okay, fair.
I have seen a couple TBs go it. Obviously, it's great against the ET, because nobody's going to have nano armor, only bonus armor. And then, of course, you are also stacking your HP pool up with that Phoenix to chew into. So, I mean, it's a very subtle difference. I'm not saying like one is the right way to go, one's the wrong way. It's just, in this case, it might slightly improve his effective HP in fights.
I mean, it just depends on how you look at it.
Let's see.
I think this is actually like the highest
yeah,
level of the
boiled
compendium.
blood. I think it might be it, but
Yeah.
still, let's
to get the full red one.
let's get a nice view of this bloody river. The blood and tears of TONGFU spilled within it, and yeah, it's getting gruesome here. This might even be a dead Phoenix. You just go for the Carapace after the hit. Oh, no, the Impale will do it.
Okay.
And that is going to be another kill. Yeah. Lin, he spills his blood in the river, and then we do see as well. It's just across the board, TONGFU are spilling it across the map. Oh, gonna be a back. I don't think that's a catch. No, BKB gonna be picked up on the Slark.
EHOME doesn't have the Aegis anymore, right?
That's correct, yeah. He was playing around his inventory, and then when the Aegis expired, he picked up the Dominator on top of Scotty. Yeah, I was about to say, there's not much obs vision here. There's like one good one by the secret shop, but they definitely needed to get either a lane ward down here or put one on the plateau. So
I don't think they had time to they're just
Radiant's
killing
bottom
girls
tower
left and right.
is under
Too busy
attack.
Yeah.
getting free KDA. But double BKB coming out. One for the Viper, one for the Slark. Do you think this can make a difference? I mean, obviously most of the heroes are very spell-based. Just the TB and the Kunkka's Tidebringer attack.
Oh sure, I think it definitely will make a difference. It just I'm not sure if that item alone will kind of change the course of the fight. Because one thing is to survive, but the other thing is can you actually kill them during the duration of those BKBs? I need home heroes to me are already too tanky for that to happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure they get the Scum and maybe the Kunkka, but
It's been a long time since I saw a Darkseer BKB. It's kind of like a very luxury item, 4th or 5th maybe.
Okay.
But seeing it here after the Midas, Mech, and Blink,
I'm surprised to see it here because
it's not even that necessary really.
Yeah.
But all the same, we're going to be seeing aggressive movement from TONGFU. They know their target, they're definitely going to find them, but whether or not they're going to get the kills they need is the question here. Kunkka will have the armlet on for a while. It's a very split fight. Will be able to get the boat off before going down. Supernova pops on iceiceice, keeping him away while Fender is down here. Glimmer King still on cooldown for 4 seconds. Still Nova, and the Sunray will focus him down in the meantime. Lin dropping very low here, just to call it. Get for reflected, right click down. This Terrorblade, I mean terrible. This is just too much for them to deal with.
it's quite incorrect.
I can click through, and it's hard to really get all in at once. After the zone have a better